I don't know. Tell me a little bit about your information marketing background. Do you have any? We're live now.
Okay, sure.
Are you into that stuff at all?
Marketing. So
Informa
I am
Internet.
a college dropout, senior year, second semester, and I
Hmm.
was a marketing major, so marketing management major. But I
Gotcha.
technically don't have a degree, so there's no real official marketing behind that.
Just because you don't have went to school don't mean you could be a master at it. I went to school for music engineering.
Right? Well, what kind of music do you do? Like, what do
Oh,
you play, or do you just kind of put it together, or like, what's your? Do you do anything with it now?
well, I was a music producer, man, traveling the world actually, London. Yeah, doing the destructive lifestyle,
Uh,
if you will, if you will. But then I found real estate. But this is Roundup family. If you're just joining us, I'm just hanging out with Jeremy. We're discussing his his interview for the 17th of June. I'm excited. But Jeremy, tell me about these leads real quick. Is that all from your one interview that you were talking about earlier?
yeah, it's fun. Like after our or your YouTube video that you put up, I
Hmm.
got calls from Texas, from California. I got one today from Georgia, Ohio,
Wow.
uh,
Wow.
guy in Virginia. So I guess I am licensed in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. So anything outside of that, I can't really help per se. But it's kind of cool receiving conversations from across the U.S. That's awesome, which means you have a huge reach, which is awesome on your end.
Man, I'm blessed to serve, Jay. Let me ask you, can you plug into somebody else's license and run that loan?
Not necessarily. I mean, I would have to, my company is going to be licensed in other states eventually.
Yeah.
I do have a plan to get into, so I'm licensed in North Carolina and Florida, but my company isn't. So
Hmm.
my next step is to do North Carolina, Florida, then New Jersey, and New York.
That's
I
cool.
grew up in New York. I'm from New York. I have a circle in New York. So I want to be able to lend in New York. I think that will bring greater longevity in the business.
This
Um,
is so sharp, man.
yeah.
Where you at? You told me, but I want people watching. Where you at, Jay?
I'm in Panama City, Panama right now.
Do you have a view you can show us, or are you not in a good place where there's a view?
Sure, yeah, hang tight. So I'm gonna spin this around. So here's the workstation, and here's outside. I don't know if you can see it, but it's green. In the morning, there's toucans flying by,
Hmm.
parrots. Kind of cool. I
Oh,
mean, if
wow.
anything, sometimes the construction could be a pain, but it's a beautiful place, especially when it rains. It's like you're putting on a YouTube video for raining, and you just hear the water falling. It's a great environment to work in.
Wow. I can't wait to do your interview. I don't want to get too deep in it now because I want to drop it off on the 17th.
Sure.
But I'm thinking, how can give you more value and probably just driving leads,
What,
maybe?
if anything, how can I give more value to you and, if anything, your viewers, right? That's what it comes down to.
You're right.
So
The
thinking about,
audience.
like, I even had some notes. I
Yep.
don't know if I have them. I know this. You kind of.
Caught you.
I didn't prepare for this, right?
You good? I can call you back.
So
It don't matter.
if anything, talking about, yeah, I can't find it now. Just
It's all
you know,
good.
talking about credit, right? Talking about understanding credit scores. Every client I talk to, I mean, probably one in every 50 knows what their actual score is. And when I say their score, not saying they went on Credit Karma and I have a 650. I'm talking about truly knowing your mortgage FICO score.
Hmm.
And if I can mention this now, right, and maybe I can elaborate more on the 17th.
We will.
There's 28 different FICO scores,
Good
right?
gracious.
Most clients go to their bank, they go to Credit Karma, they go to even Equifax, right? Not every time.
MyFreeCreditReport.com. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
My free credit
My free credit.
report.
Actually, that'll give you only your credit report, which is free, and then you have to pay for your score at that point. And I think it's like,
Uh,
I don't know what the price is, but you have to pay for your score. But the
hmm.
score that you get may not be a mortgage FICO score. So even if you go to these different
Wow.
websites and you get a credit score, it can be their own calculation, it could be a Vantage score, it can even be a FICO score. And most likely, if it's a FICO score, when you read the fine print, it's FICO score number 8, which is a banking FICO score.
Holy
So there's a
cow.
website out there called myfico.com. I'm not paid to endorse them. It's a website that I've used in the past. I use it myself, and I recommend it to clients, especially if they want to keep track of their credit scores before
Hmm.
they go to a lender, right?
Gotcha.
So myfico.score, it's about $30 a month, so it's not cheap, but it's an investment. And that's the way I see it.
Gotcha.
And you'll get all 28 different FICO scores, and you can pull up scores number 5, 4, and 2, which are your mortgage FICO scores.
We'll get to that.
So
Yeah, we're gonna break that down to two.
if
Good
someone
gracious.
pays for the service and they pull up their scores and they see their mortgage FICO scores, they could come to a loan officer and say, "I'm looking at my FICO scores for a mortgage, and I have a 740. What's up?" As opposed
Nice.
to going, "I have a 740 from Credit Karma," which in my eyes means nothing because there's a
Wow.
discrepancy of 50 points plus or minus on the FICO.
Got to be joking, Jay. You got to be joking. You blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, so that's one.
All right, the
Um,
credit
commit,
score.
committing to like having conversations with loan officers, right? As much as recent media and just even the way the trend is going, treating us like a commodity, we're not a
Mhm.
commodity. At least I don't see myself as a commodity, right? I know the value I provide. I know the rates I provide. I know I can navigate the minefield of a loan transaction.
Okay.
Just because you call someone on the phone and they quote you a rate doesn't mean they know how to manage that. So have conversations with 2, 3 loan officers from the beginning. Ask them what their rates are from the beginning. And once you
Gotcha.
use that person, right?
Hmm.
Their work doesn't stop once you go under contract or once you feel like you have some power, right? Because you have a contract. Hey, I have a contract. Now you can compete for my business. Do
Hmm.
that before. Do that before you go under contract.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, most loan officers, and I say this as a mortgage broker, as a loan officer, just in the business as a whole, if you're going to use someone, use that person, right? Does that make sense? Check their
Yeah.
rates ahead of time, shop around ahead of time, and that way, once you're going to contract, use that loan officer. Don't start shopping with that person, right?
So we'll
And if
call
you
that.
do,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
And
Go
if you
ahead.
do shop around, just be aware that that person's helping you from the beginning. The
They're
moment
working
you
already.
use someone else, don't expect to come back to that person and have them help you, right? I mean, most loan officers will continue helping you, but that's like you're dating a girl, and all of a sudden, midway through, you're like, "Oh, this person's like trying to holler at me, so let me go check this person out," right?
Let
And
me
all of a sudden,
stop
you're
you.
cheating, right? That's a whole other subject, right?
Let's
But
hold on, man. I
it's the
know
same principle.
I gotta get you down. Today was just our planning day, roundup family. I'm not gonna Jeremy, but so I'm gonna have this conversations and
Sure.
interfacing. How about interfacing with loan officers?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, that's definitely.
Interface.
I would love to do that.
Because you're right. People want to. They want to. It's like speed dating.
Right, right.
All right. Don't go too much. Let's get the bullets here because we don't have that
Sure,
much time
sure.
right now.
You got me
And
excited here. I love talking about this stuff.
uh,
So credit, interviewing of a loan officer. I mean, anything you feel your viewers could have more
yeah, I
value
do.
in,
I want to
right?
know. I want to know. Everybody's worried about do they make enough money? How do they know is
Enough money.
their income?
Okay.
You can go down on that. Is can
I can give you some quick formulas
we'll do that. You don't gotta
that
do it
people can
now.
use.
We can do that.
Not now. I'm not going to do it now. I got to
Yeah,
save it on for the
yeah.
17th. But I can work up if someone makes enough money to buy a place.
There you go. I
Perfect.
want their mind. Here's the thing. I want them to be pre-screened before they even get to you. That's
Right.
what the way I.
Yep.
To be honest with you, the way I've been successful is having so much stuff put together. When I come to you for the money, it's almost like you. But dude, people are throwing money at me. I'm talking about now in my life. So because I'm
Right.
giving so much value, so it's like I want my viewers and audience to do that too, Jay.
Right. Okay.
All right, income. How about understanding a financial statement? You have to fill out that one before you go in.
Not necessarily. If anything, some clients feel they need to have more money needed for a transaction, aka reserves, and that's
Hmm.
something that I can talk about.
Reserves.
Yep.
My dogs just blew up, Jay. Give me 10 seconds.
Take your time.
Hey! We're gonna leave. We're gonna wireless leave. Reserves.
You got the dog going off too, huh? What kind
Jeremy,
of dog do you
I got a Maltipoo, which is a little dog about this big, and then I've got a Jack Russell slash Chihuahua. Dude, my life is. I don't really want to get into my. I'm a dog sitter, man. All I do is watch dogs.
have? Dogs and videos. I love it. And real
God,
estate.
yeah, amongst a million other. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to go there. So we got income, reserves, credit score, FICO, which you can break down what the hell FICO is.
Right. Okay.
Interfacing with loan officers. What else you got, Jay? Anything else you want to cover? Roundup family, if you
Yeah,
got any
maybe I
questions on
could
the
even.
side, put it on down. Put Roundup family, put your questions on the side if it's something you want Jeremy to cover on the 17th on his interview. Go.
Sure. I'm thinking maybe like loan programs.
Yeah, what type of programs you got?
I can talk about them.
How about
Uh,
down payment assistance stuff? Do you have any of that?
I do. Because I'm a broker, I'm limited on DPAs. I do have
Okay.
access to a few that other lenders don't have access to, so I can talk about those.
How about
Uh,
investor stuff, Jeremy?
I can talk about investor stuff. Exactly.
The
Talk
majority of
about
my
bank
viewers.
statement loans. I can talk about, yeah, I can cover investment loans as well.
Okay.
That's perfect.
How about the people that you deny? I want to know what do you do with them? It's like for a guy like me,
Sure.
I'm an investor, so I love the people you can't qualify because those are my buyers.
Right. Uh, I mean, a lot of times, a lot of the buyers that come to me that, do you want me to talk on that now or
No, no,
we'll
no,
wait until?
no, no. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
talk about
I
that.
can do that. Okay.
Monroe, some people were walking by. Billy blew up. Billy blew up. Sorry. My audience knows Billy. That's the dog, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
That's all right. All
So
right.
we have investor loans.
So we
And
got
I want to
credit.
know. Yeah.
We have interfacing with a loan officer.
Hmm. Daniel, oh yeah,
Having
how do
enough
we
money, reserves, loan programs, DPA, investment programs, borrowers who I deny.
help people build credit? Daniel, that's a good one. How do we help people build credit? How do you build credit?
Build
Do you
credit
get into
system.
that?
I can get into that. Now, note I'm not a credit analyst, so I'm
Hmm.
limited on the type of advice I can give, but I can give some pretty general advice on what people can do to
What's a
increase their
credit
score over time.
analyst?
I'm not certified, if that
What's a
makes sense.
credit analyst? I don't know what that is.
I've actually kind of been told that over the course of my career, but I never actually looked on how to be a credit analyst. And
What is a credit analyst, Jeremy?
someone who person employed to assess the credit rating of people or companies.
Okay.
I can tell you how to increase credit scores. I mean, I can tell you what I've learned in my career, and I can tell you what I've learned by teaching first-time homebuyer classes.
All right,
So
cool. Yeah.
hopefully it's of value.
How about the pros and cons of being a first time homeowner as opposed to somebody that already owns one home?
Pros and cons, I can do that. Uh-huh. That's a good one.
Do we know what a first time home buyer is? Because it's not just somebody that's never bought a home before. Isn't that a definition?
No, actually, there's a long-winded definition, but I can give you a shorter version now.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
So a first-time home buyer is someone who has not owned a primary residence for the last 3 years.
Nice.
Or if you're a displaced homemaker. So for example, the example on the first one is if you bought a property 10 years ago and you rented it out 5 years ago, and now you're living at home with your mom for the last 3 years, or you're renting somewhere for the last 5 years, and you want to buy another place, just because you own a home, you still qualify as being a first-time home buyer because you
Nice.
haven't owned a primary residence in the last 3
Nice.
years.
I love that.
Um, Also, if someone was, and it depends, not all agencies agree with the IRS definition and have their own overlays, but in some cases, if you were married with a spouse and you owned a house with your spouse and you're now divorced,
Hmm.
you can purchase as a first-time home buyer.
Nice. Nice.
Okay?
Class, if you're just joining Jeremy and I, we're just going over some notes for our interview for him for June 17th. If you've got some questions you want to get in detail, just get them in down here and we'll cover them on that day.
Right.
That's a good one, Jay, because people think that, man, I bought a house. Now I'm never going to be a first time homeowner. And I want to make sure we
3
tack that one.
years. Right.
Yeah. What is the first time? We just did that. That's a good one here. Jeffrey, he wants to know what is the difference on a buying land and a house. You got something for land buyers? I don't know.
Do you want me to talk about that now, or?
Mm-mm. I mean, I just want you to know if that's a good topic for you or not.
Sure. I mean, I don't. I don't have a place to broker out land loans.
So
I've
we don't
never
even do
done
that.
land loans, so I know that some
Ma-
local banks can do it, depending on what area you're in. You can
Maybe you
reach
could do
out to
some.
see if they can do a land loan.
Maybe you could do some research, Jay, before the 17th to see if you could maybe put that
Well,
together.
so for land loans, I've actually done research before that. I could do land plus house purchase, but not land alone purchase.
Well, you can't have a house unless you got land. So what do you mean?
So if someone's buying a house with
House
land, we can
with
coordinate that, or I can find a solution for them. But as far as land alone, without a house, so bare land, like a parcel of
Gotcha.
land, that's
Hmm.
not something that I can facilitate financing for.
Okay.
I've researched day and night trying to find
Mm.
something, and I
Gotcha.
haven't found something. Now, doesn't mean I can't find anything in the future, but based on all the phone calls I've made thus far, it
Yeah.
doesn't look promising. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
I'm not going
Jeffrey
to say
Burns.
there's never going to be an answer unless someone knows of a broker that can lend to land loans. Please let me know.
Yeah. I've never. Yeah, I've got a local bank that does it. Jeffrey, sorry about that, my friend. We can't cover that one. Shit, can't do that.
Sorry, dude.
VA buyers, you can break that down.
I can. I love VA buyers. And if
Damn,
there's
Jamie.
a veteran watching, thank you for watching, and thank you
Yes.
for serving when you did. I do
Mhm.
appreciate it more than anyone realizes.
Yeah, VA buyers. It's gonna be a juicy one, man.
Topic.
Hmm?
That's a great topic.
Daniel, we got some good ones.
Can I see those comments? No, that's
Yeah,
all.
you got two screens?
Yeah, I do.
Let me send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link on your Facebook. Jeremy, you know how I get down. Yeah, when I met you, I'm like, we all about the right now. Let's get this joint over. I like
Three
that about you.
screens in front of me. All right, let's see what we got here.
You already got it?
I'm looking for it.
I'm gonna email you. Let me send you the matter of fact, I'm gonna send it to your Facebook because it's
Go
on
ahead,
my
just go
screen
to
already.
your. There it is.
If you go to my channel, you can see me live. I'm gonna send it to your Facebook too. Roundup family, if you're just joining us, this is Chris Haskins hanging out with Jeremy Harridath. Did I say that right?
Harridath. Yep, that's correct.
He is a mobile loan officer getting loans done while he is anywhere in the world, and we are just doing our brainstorming session for our God, for
I
our.
don't see it on your Facebook page. Is it on a business? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's on YouTube.
I sent it to your Facebook. We're brainstorming his our outline for his interview on June 27th. If you have any questions you want to be specifically
Okay.
to delve into, is that right? Dive into? Put them in the chat now. Oh yeah, Daniel got a good one too. What if I file bankruptcy or I got a foreclosure? How are we getting over that? Or can you go over into that stuff?
Can do that. Yeah, yeah.
BK and foreclosure.
I got a program for 1 day bankruptcy, 1 day foreclosure, and 1 day short sale. So I can talk about that too.
Nice, man. Short sale, foreclosure.
Hey, I got a guy, Chris, here. He says, I'm a disabled vet. Too bad I can't qualify. Why? Why is that, Chris?
Disabled veteran. Can't qualify. Wonder why.
Yeah.
I know he got plenty of money to put down.
Home
My
equity
bad.
loans. I can talk about home equity loans.
There you go. Home equity loans and lines. I want to gear this towards investors if I can, but still talk about because I want people to be able to own their own house, man. He
Yeah.
locks and he loans. Do you have a preference on those, Jeremy?
Home equity loans?
Lines or loans?
I mean, home equity line of credit is a interest only with a variable rate, while a
Hmm.
home equity loan is a fixed loan with a specific term. So it just depends on the client's goals and how quickly they're going to pay off the money that they're pulling out.
Wow. So do you have that conversation with them before they get into that product?
Yeah, I mean, most of the times I just do first liens. I would typically only do a second lien if so. A first lien is your 30-year fixed loan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're buying a house for $200,000 and you're putting 10% down and you're doing a loan for 180, that's a first lien,
Mm-hmm.
standard 30-year fix.
Gotcha.
Now you have $20,000 in equity based on that scenario. If you end up wanting to take out an equity line afterwards, you can take out a second lien if you wanted for some equity. Now, different equity line companies have different guidelines. So depending on a client scenario, we can figure out which would be the best route for them.
Well, I got you. Okay. Well, we'll touch on what I'm going to recommend because I'm the real estate investor expert, if you will. My thing is this, Jeremy. I've taken out home equity lines and home equity loans,
Right.
and I know what it can do to you regarding shit,
Yeah.
regarding sending you back in time financially.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, managing money should be just because you have equity doesn't mean you should take out a loan. You got to manage your money right first before you use your house equity. Because if something goes wrong at any point, you want to be able to still carry those loans. Because the moment you stop paying is the moment you could potentially lose your house and lose everything that you've been building. Right.
Good questions.
We got some questions.
We'll get into
I
that.
do 2 or 3K loans. I'm actually doing a 2 or 3K loan right now. I'm
2 or 3K.
also doing a Fannie Mae home style loan, which is another renovation loan through Fannie Mae. So technically, I have 2 clients for home style and 1 for 2 or 3K. So I got my hands full right now with renovation loans.
Home. You said, okay.
Home style.
This bullet is 2 or 3K loans / home style loans.
Yeah. So 2 or 3K is through FHA, while a home style loan is through Fannie Mae.
Gotcha. We'll get okay. I don't want to get too deep into that one.
Sure. Yeah, but
that's
do I buy non-performing promissory notes? No, I'm actually not sure what that is.
That's one of your loans that went bad. One of your loans went bad.
So my answer would be no in that case.
Chris, he ain't doing. He's the broker, man. He's not actually the the guy putting up the money. See, my investors.
We're working on that.
Yeah, no doubt. My investors are gonna be asking these questions, Jeremy. So these people are sharp.
Sure. So I'm answering. So apparently, I'm getting some questions to answer now. So the question.
Well, these are the questions that we're getting will be answered. I mean, we can
okay,
you can touch them. Okay. We can touch them a little bit now, Jeremy. But I want to make sure that we hit. This is literally. I want to work backwards. Look at what people want, and then we'll just bam, 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 bam. No money down, Chris. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
No money down. Yeah, there's some options for no money down.
All right.
There are options, correct.
I saw Chris Monroe ask that.
Putting primary as a rental. I want to be able to purchase another primary through FHA. There are some waiting times for FHA. I prefer to take that loan conventional because there is no
get it on that
conventional. So, I mean, if anything, Isaac, you can reach out to me directly and I can answer that. It's a very specific question. VA loans. The only cosigner you can have on a VA loan is a spouse or someone else with entitlement. I would have to confirm through VA. Those are the most common ways of adding another person on the loan.
Nice. Is that a bullet there? Is that something we need to cover, Jeremy?
We can. I would have to brush up on some guidelines for that one.
Oh, man. They got you working, Jeremy. They got you working.
They got me working. So my dad is able. Changes to it. What new changes?
He must be tough. I don't know. Well, I got that under the FHA guidelines. We can go over that, right?
Yeah. What changes to credit specifically? I mean, I can research any certain type of questions here, but
I don't know what he's talking about
Daniel,
either.
any idea on like what potential change you're talking about? Can you be more specific?
Jeremy would know.
I could.
Round Up Family, while Jeremy is doing that, we're going to be on here for a few more minutes talking. If you have any questions about getting a home loan to buy your owner occupant or an investment property the conventional way, now is the time to get them done for June 17th interview with Jeremy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. This is the brainstorming session. A few more minutes and we out. We's out. Put your questions in the chat box if you want to have them answered on June 17th. The mobile loan broker, Jeremy Harridath.
Daniel, I can do some research on that and prep for our conversation, so that can be something I talk about.
Credit changes. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have all this stuff typed up.
yeah, it's always if you could talk about something that's coming that's not really finalized, because it's hard to give an opinion on it, if that makes sense.
Is he referring to credit reporting? How it's going to be changing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm finding articles, and I'll read some on it.
Gotcha.
I just don't know how credible the sources are, but I can see what I can figure out, so that way
May-
I can give some sort of substantial
Yeah,
backing to what I say.
gotcha. How about fees? What type
Fees.
of fees that our borrowers are going to be looking at regarding hiring you, Jeremy?
Sure, I can talk about that. Lender fees.
Mhm. And I remember when I bought my first house in 2004. Damn, I don't know when it was. Yeah, 4 or 5. I thought that the person that did my loan, Daniel, will be the person that I'm dealing with for the next 30 years.
Right.
So could you just help me construe what the reality is regarding you writing the loan and who's going to service this loan for the next,
Servicing. Yep.
because that's two different things. I mean, you're almost, I want them to
Sure.
understand that you're almost in and out, and
Well, kind of. Right. Again, this goes back to the whole interfacing with a loan officer.
yeah,
Right. I'm kind of blessed. I have some great previous clients, and they reach out to me. They refer me. I'm in touch with them when they have an issue on the back end. They call me. I answer them. I reach out to them. Like, I'm responsive.
after they've done the loan and you've sold it
After,
out.
yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. I've had multiple clients buy houses. I've had multiple clients refinance houses. I've seen babies come along. I've seen divorces come along. I've seen marriages come along. It's really nice seeing families evolve over time and people evolve over time. Right?
Hmm.
I've only been originating since 2014, so 5 years. So,
Originating versus, so that's going to be originating versus, what is the loan doing? They're servicing, right? I guess they're servicing for the
servicing.
next. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Right. I'll touch on servicing, but I'll also touch on where that loan officer plays on the interfacing piece.
Yeah, I want to know about the back end though, Jay, because
Sure.
what happened to me was they did my loan. A month later, I called them up. They were like, "Why you calling me? I mean, I don't
Right.
even. That loan's gone."
Right. Yeah, I can touch on that.
The last thing I had was NACA. Are you doing anything with this? I don't even know what it stands for. NACA.
No, I mean, I haven't done a loan with NACA. I just had a client who refinanced out of a NACA loan because NACA wouldn't let her set up a second lien.
Mm,
So she had equity in her property, and she had a great interest rate with NACA. But because she couldn't tap into her equity, she refinanced out of a great rate. It was
wow.
lower than where the market is now, much lower. But she
Mm,
refinanced out of it because she couldn't tap into her equity. So what's building all this net worth if you can't touch it?
right. Right.
Right? There's that or sell it, right?
You don't want to do that.
Uh,
I think we got enough here, man. What is
yeah,
alternative credit? I
yeah.
don't know what that is. TB Williams changes credit changes regarding being able to use alternative credit. I'm not sure about that. I'm not hating on Naka. I just want to understand. I mean, I'm Williams.
Open
Damn.
up a can of worms. Blame it on me, right? I'm okay with that.
I want to know more about it. She's got a Naka tenant now that we will be doing a case study on. Hopefully
Gotcha.
things work out.
Gotcha.
Oh, Daniel wants to know what about loans for
If you
buildings?
so it's federally not acceptable. So if you're the owner of a marijuana business, chances of you getting a loan is very slim unless you can find someone who will lend
Private.
you money outside of your conforming guidelines. I've heard stories of W-2 employees of marijuana businesses getting loans, but they have to be looked at on a case-by-case basis.
Mm-hmm.
And don't take my answer as a standard, not telling you to apply. I would still recommend applying with a loan officer and figuring out what they can or can't do.
Gotcha. All right, Roundup family. A few more seconds and we are done.
Awesome.
I think his phone's ringing probably. There you are. Danny
Conventional
Ramos.
97.
What's the conventional
Yeah,
97, Jeremy?
that's a great loan.
What is it?
That's one of the loans that I do the most of, actually. It's a conventional loan through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
So we'll go over what a conventional 97 is.
Conventional. That's my favorite loan.
Oh, wow. Wait, I
My
should ask you, what is your favorite? So this is your favorite loan?
That's my favorite loan. When people ask me what my niche is, if a client can put 3% or 3.5% down, that's my best client. Because I've cultivated Peace Home Lending to put those clients in the best situation possible.
I love it. I love it.
And I offer the investor loans. I have all those products there. But when it comes to like my specialty, that's where I really shine.
Really shine. Okay. Jeremy, thank you. I'm gonna let everybody go. Before I let you go, class, you don't go away, Jeremy, but class,
Sure.
I'm rolling out a new product now. I'm going to be taking phone calls every day. If you just go to Call Me For, Roundup family. If you're not an inner circle, go to Call Me For. It's an app. Just go to Call Me For. You can download the app. I'm going to take phone calls. If you're not in my inner circle, you can pay by the minute. Get whatever question you need. Call Me For. 1 hour a day. If you download the app, you'll see what hours I'm available for. If you're not a member of my inner circle, because I can only take but so many people, but I can do an hour a day for the universe to share, to pour. Jeremy, you want to leave anything for my audience before we cut them out and finish between you and I?
I mean, if anyone has any questions and they can't wait until June 17th, because I know it's more than a month away, you can feel free to call me, 917-582-9874. Email Jeremy, Jeremy, at peace, PEACE, as in peace, love, and happiness. So it's peacehl.com.
PCHL. Okay, Roundup family, I'll see you soon. Jeremy, don't go nowhere.
I'm
Oh,
licensed
go
in
ahead.
Virginia, Maryland, and DC, and I'm happy to answer questions outside of there, but I can't truly be of help outside of Virginia, Maryland, DC.
But you're like a sounding board, though, Jay, right? I mean, you're unbelievable. Now you're like a walking dictionary.
Working on it. If anyone knows a loan officer who needs a new place, I may be hiring LOs in the near future too. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be a loan broker. Shoot, I'm gonna just send stuff to you.
and
All
then
right. Bye, guys. Hold on, Jeremy.